The times were hard, and Ebenezer was not a rich man. He and his family provided their means from a small piece of land, and despite the diversity of his labor, none of the fruits were quite so nourishing as his pigs. He was quite fond of the four of them, and often spent his evenings in their company. His second son, Foxley, whose duty it was to feed the pigs every morning, developed quite an affinity for Fiore. Every time Foxley brought their barley, she would not go to the trough like the others, but rather melt into his knees, demanding a rub-down. Next to his wife and young son, Francois, it was with Fiore that he felt most relaxed. Nonetheless, Slaughter Day was an eagerly anticipated affair. It was never a small production, for harvesting 4 hogs in one day required the labor of the entire family and a roster of friends. It was Foxley's role to stick the pigs. He calmly led Fiore out of her pen to a wooden platform, at which he rubbed her belly, and she unquestioningly lay down. Promptly, deftly, he put a knife into her throat and released a stream of blood that signaled the beginning of a long day of cookery. Once Fiore ceased moving, hot water was poured over her body, while the sharpened bottoms of candlestick holders were used to scrape off her hair. Ebenezer then removed her insides and delegated the tasks at hand. They made a pudding of the blood and pâté from the liver, rendered the lard, and cleaned the stomach to store it. They boiled the head, trotters, bones, and scraps for head cheese, and minced the shoulders for sausage to be stuffed into the cleaned intestines. They chopped the lungs, heart, kidneys, and pancreas to be fried together, and salted the bellies, cheeks, and legs to be dry-cured and hung. And because William would not enter the story until much later, it was necessary to prepare everything quickly in order to prevent her flesh and viscera from spoiling. The offal is highly perishable and must be eaten promptly after harvest. Further, there's a striking amount of food that comes from the insides of one pig, let alone 4. Far more food, in fact, than one family can eat before that food will spoil. Hence, Ebenezer had to share his pudding, pâté, head cheese, and fry with his friends, in order that none of it go to waste. Ebenezer's friends scheduled their harvest days in regular intervals, so that everyone could help each other, in turn taking home their helping of cheer. A communal season of abundance would ensue, keeping even the most penurious of families in good health. In this way, they employed generosity as a strategy for survival. By the day's end, everyone sat at the table, feet throbbing and eyes gleaming, relishing the glorious climax of 9 months' labor. Spirits were high as they feasted on the generous spoils of Ebenezer's pigs. When Foxley rose to proclaim a successful day, free of disasters, he was struck in the head by an errant ham, slipped free of its knot in the rafters. Ebenezer was very sad, but nonetheless carried on.